Okay, well, it's telling me to rotate the device again. Sorry, guys, I'm having some technical difficulties here with YouTube. I guess it completely changed its format for the app, which is what I use to come on and stream with you guys. So, um, sorry about it. You know, it's so funny because I like to check that what the current planets are right before I come on. And I saw that Mercury and Uranus are at the exact same degree with each other, and I was like, oh, please let this go smoothly, because it's already kind of scary to come on live anyway. It's just it's unpredictable already. So hey, I guess we're gonna do it in portrait mode today. I don't understand why it's not letting me do normal landscape, but welcome. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining again if you went on to the other streams that were provided and that I had to cancel. But thanks for coming on. I'm just gonna take the comments off of my screen here because I have you guys over here. But don't worry, I'm going to be looking for them. I hope you guys had a good new moon week. I tried to come on last week as well, and I was actually just having internet problems last week, and nothing was working on my end in my house. And I think it's because after a month of like lockdown, my internet is not used to being used this often because I'm just home all day, like streaming like content or, you know, whatever it is. Like, I don't think my internet can handle the amount of time that I'm home now. So I think that was what the problem was. But anyway, thanks for coming on with me. Like I said, we do have Mercury at an exact degree at 6 degrees right now in a conjunction with Uranus. So hopefully everything comes out smoothly, what I'm trying to communicate to you. Yeah, there is also a really big T-square with the moon right now, which obviously the moon moves really quickly. But I know for myself there has been a lot of feeling of heaviness emotionally, and especially this morning. This morning really felt like like it got run over with a train or something. So if you're feeling the effects of that as well, just be kind to yourself. I had a friend post on Facebook the other day. I don't know how much longer I can be kind to myself, which really made me laugh. But honestly, though, just, you know, be gentle with yourself. And thank you for being here and enjoying in our great astrology and esoteric community. I'm definitely excited to be here. I definitely needed this. And I really didn't want to have to like record the video separately and not live with you guys. But hey, if it has to be done in portrait mode, so be it. Let's see, I'm just gonna shout outs to the people that are here. Hello, Nader and Hot Chicks and Victor and Elena and Norma and Washer. Thank you for joining, guys. Hopefully you have better. I hope I do have a better reading today too. All right, guys. So let's jump into it. I do want to say that, you know, like I say every week, if you need to reach out to me over at Astrolotto's website, I'm happy to talk with you through the feedback form if you want to email me. And I do have readings available, longer readings. If you want to get into some of your situations with me, feel free. I love to have like a descriptive email. So feel free to get into what the situation is about, and I would love to read for you. So I always put the link down below in the comment section if you are interested in one of my personal readings, guys. So here we go. We're starting with Aries. Oh, wow, okay. That came pretty quick, Aries. Wow. You've got 2 kings. So you've got the King of Pentacles. You have the Magi, the magician, and you have the King of Swords. So this is really speaking to me this week about like Aries really stepping into their power this week. Aries is such a powerful sign. I really love Aries. And when they're able to actually put all that great energy into something really physical, and able to manifest it and manifest their ideas, it's really, really powerful. I love that about Aries, and it's something I really admire. So this week you're actually being called to really uh, allow that color to come out for yourself. Allow yourself to really feel strong in your ideas and what you want to create for your life, and put it out there in a way that you're actually going to see results. So this is something that you can do by, first writing down that plan first, being able to like see the big picture, which is what the King of Swords really does. He really has an understanding of his mind, but the King of Pentacles is really able to put that into the world. And so with the Magician right here, it's saying like you have all the tools, you have the ability, you're kind of you're going to be really at your A game this week. You're going to feel really strong. And so when you're feeling that confidence, you know that you're on the right path. And if you're not feeling that confidence, it's time to allow yourself that sense of empowerment, that sense of knowing that you are on the right path. There's a lot of times that we can like really second guess ourselves and feel, sorry, I'm going to take these glasses off. We can feel like we're we're lost or we're not in alignment with ourselves. But this week it's really about, hey, like own it, like what your ideas are, what your, it's almost like it's guided to you with this manifestation card with the Magi, that it's like a guiding star for you that you're being led to. And it's almost like your responsibility. No one else is going to do it. There's no one above the king. No one's going to do it for you. So it's kind of about getting it done for yourself this week, Aries, which is something you guys are all about. So go for it. Okay, Taurus. What's up for Taurus this week? Okay. Wow. Two major arcana cards. So you have the High Priestess, you have the Chariot, and you have the Eight of Wands. So really interesting. So the Chariot and the Eight of Wands, first off, they rarely go super hand in hand with each other. It's almost like the spear that the gladiator throws himself, right? And we have the High Priestess, which she's all about trusting your inner compass, your inner guidance. She's all about your intuition. She's very spiritual card as well. So right here, right off the bat, we're being told that when it comes to the things that you're competing for, when it comes to the things that you want to go after, that you have to kind of almost put the effort in, that you have to kind of prove yourself with this week, you need to be really relying on your instincts and not letting anything throw you off. This energy that's coming in for you, it's going to really, really, if you can get into that vibration where you're just so much in alignment with yourself and you're in such a trusting, supportive aspect with yourself, you're going to be really able to throw that energy out there, and you're going to be able to create the change that you really want within yourself. You're going to be super successful at it. And it's all about using that passion along with that spiritual guidance. And I don't know if that makes sense for some people, but if you ever had that feeling where everything just kind of lines up, and you have that idea in your head, and you feel so sure, it's like you just know for some reason, there's just that knowing. This is kind of what this is about with the High Priestess. The High Priestess is a very much that type of intuition that you get where you're just like, I don't know how I know this, or where I'm even downloading this from, but I just feel it in my bones. And so being able to align with that type of inner knowing when you're out there competing, when you're out there going after what you want, finding that place of almost like balance. It's like, I'm trying to figure out, for me, it happens on stage when I'm singing. There's this moment of just complete clarity, like my mind is open. So it's I feel like for most people, that's what they experience. It's almost like this open channel comes through you and you're able to push it out into the world. So you do want to allow yourself to remain open. You do want to allow yourself to declutter the mind and get into a space where you can really be able to download that type of information. She's speaking to you. So when you go out there, when you're going for what you want this week, you know you'll be successful because of her. So just keep your eye or your heart open, I should say. Your third eye open. Okay, guys. Geminis. And I'm going to try to go through these a little quicker this week because since my phone has to be in portrait mode, that means I can't have my charger in it, which I don't want this to fall apart on you guys. Singing for people is one of your passions too. That's awesome. Yeah, right? There's something about singing. I feel like singing is a good example for that, because even if you're not like a singer, there's something that happens when you're singing that's so, I don't know, spiritual. Okay, Geminis. Hello, Geminis. Okay, Geminis. Lovely, lovely, lovely. You have the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Star, and you have the Ten of Cups, guys. That's a great week right up ahead for you guys. So what this is really about. So Geminis, when you put something in the universe, when you put an idea out there, when you start the building blocks of something, when you kind of like invest in something, right? It's not going to happen right away for you. You kind of have to like keep your eye on that prize for a long time, and you can't let other things like, you know, just time or whatever it is kind of distract you from that initial vision. There are, you know, times that we can get really frustrated and kind of give up on things before it's even manifested completely until its full potential. We can, you know, we're, especially if you guys are the Americans like me over here, our culture is just a little bit about instant gratification. We want to see things come pretty quickly once we put our roots down in something. So this week is really about taking that, okay, well, I planted my seeds, but I still have to like make sure that I'm, and it's backwards, I'm trying to, because this is the way it's on the floor for me, but you know, he's still keeping his eye on that star, that North Star, that goal of his. And if you can really do that, if you cannot give up this week, it's really going to, what this reading is really trying to let you know this week is that this is really going to create a lot of emotional bliss. It's going to really create something that truly makes you incredibly happy in a way that you can share it, and you're able to, like, your cup floweth over to others. You're really going to be able to share this with people that you love as well. So it's going to create a lot of joy, not only for you. It almost feels like it's an important, it's like almost critical for you to not give up on this, is what I'm like picking up right now, is that like you almost are responsible in a way, not only for your happiness or bringing this idea or this project into fruition, or whatever your dream is, you know, but that it's going to affect other people in a way that also brings joy into their life. So it's not always times that, you know, if we think about our dreams in only terms of ourselves, it's so much easier to give up sometimes, because it's like, okay, well, it's only on me if I mess that up, or if I don't follow through with this, and I only have myself to answer for. But don't let yourself get into that place. Let yourself, you know, allow yourself to be someone who is a leader that has to follow through with their dreams, follow through with their God-given ideas, because it really will bring joy and happiness and affect other people. And so when we think about it, and not in terms of ourselves, but how much our passion, our joy, our gift is going to actually create for other people, then it makes us not give up on ourselves a little bit more, right? You create more responsibility for yourself. So it's imperative. Don't give up, Geminis. That you're what you're dreaming about. And I think I said this in last week's reading. There was something for Gemini, or the week before, that Geminis are going to be putting out some really great ideas, right? Lotto was talking about that we're moving into North Node Gemini. And that we're going to be seeing a lot of these type of Gemini ideas really be important for us in the next few years. So Geminis, your ideas, your dreams, your passions, this is your time right now, so don't give up on it. We're relying on you. Okay, guys, so Cancers. Feel your card. Whew. Look at the Priestess coming up again for us. So you got the world, the whole world, the universe. You have the High Priestess, and you have the Page of Swords. Okay, let's keep getting backwards on me. All right, so you're coming to a place where there is a bit of a completion process. There's like a stage that has been completed, and there's this sense of like, space. There's a sense of like, what now? What do I do now? And really what you want to do is start listening to yourself. You want to get really quiet. You want to be able to I was just watching this video. The word quietude came into my mind, and I just love that phrase. I started using that word once we got into our lockdown, our quarantines, about quietude. And so for you, I'm really picking that up again, where it's coming at me, where it's like, there's this sense of a stage has been completed, right? But now it's time to really get back into the listening phase, the phase where you're receptive again, and you're going to actually feel more, you're going to feel like, okay, now I've leveled up. Here's the next step, and you're gonna be able to put in your fighting pants again. Because if there's a sense of exhaustion right now, which tends to happen, when we see the High Priestess, there can be a sense of like, you're pushing against something, and it's almost like you've worn yourself out, and she's kind of coming in as this like beautiful spiritual figure to let you know that you need to like get really small again, get really tiny again, so you can start listening to the bigger things, right? And so for you, there's going to be a great sense of reawakening and being able to really step up to the plate again in this in a way that brings you passion and brings you new ideas and makes you feel alive. So if you've been feeling exhausted, if you finally like got to the end of a phase in your life and you're ready for the next step, what you first really need to do is create that space for yourself. The High Priestess is saying, don't try to keep pushing. Use the time that we have right now, while everything is a little bit slower, to really, write in a book, or just, it's so easy to get distracted by all the little things dinging off, and the colors and the pictures and the screens, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm one of those like elder millennials where I still remember what it was like, but I'm also like highly involved in the internet, but I remember what it was like before it. And sometimes I have to like bring myself to that place again where I'm like, wow, I miss like just being that kid with like, no access to the internet at all times. And I really just sat there with my thoughts, and I really just like, sometimes when I think about who I was as like a 12-year-old, I had so much wisdom, and I was even told that by like psychics and stuff like that, like, oh, this girl is so old for her age. But I was, it was because there was so much more space in the world. So right now it's about, coming back to that place of space for yourself, so you can listen, so you can get in touch with the universe or your spiritual advisor, and then you'll be able to take all that beautiful energy that's going to be put into you, and you're going to be able to really lift yourself up out of it in a way that you feel like, oh, I'm ready for the next step. I'm ready, like, like it's not like you're starting over again. You're picking up where you left off with more strength than you had before. So beautiful reading for you guys, Cancer. Okay. We are on to Leos. Guys, it is annoying me so much that this is in portrait mode. I'm sorry. I'm just one of those people. I like things almost throwing me off a little bit. Okay, Leo. Okay. Woo. Okay, Leo's got a lot of pentacles on the table. 3 of Pentacles. You have the 8 of Pentacles, and you have the King of Pentacles. This is all about putting in work. I'm sorry if you don't want to hear it, Leo, but this week you have to work. You're gonna have to work at it. You're going to have to first take things in. You're gonna have to learn a little bit. You're gonna have to take the passenger seat a little bit on this one this week before you become the boss yourself. So there's definitely a trajectory here for you, but it starts with being a little bit more of the listener, and being humble, Leo, and being able to learn from your elders, learn from people who are more experienced than you, learn from people who might have different ideas to share from you, because this is the 3 of Pentacles is really about building something new, but they're doing that who needs the guidance. So for you this week, that is who needs the guidance. So for you this week, that is who you are. You're the person that kind of needs to take whether you're thinking about taking a okay. Woof. So just start gathering information from people. Just allow yourself to be able to be very receptive, and just get other people's opinions or people's experiences. Like, start collecting all of that, because what you're going to start doing is that you're going to start putting those pieces together with the 8 of Pentacles. You're going to start putting in that hard work yourself once you've taken in all of that information. What you're going to be able to push that into is being a boss yourself, being someone that is like completely knowledgeable and has all the facts and has done the research and has walked the walk yourself. So, first step, get that, the interviews or whatever, call your friends, call your teachers, listen to the YouTube videos, however you gather information, find a Wikipedia page, rent a book. People rent books. Buy a book. Start doing that work yourself and really start implementing into your own practice, and then you're really going to see that you're going to become a master here. So there's a pretty clear path here for you, but it starts by first being the student, Leo. Okay, Virgo. God, I hope my internet doesn't go out again. That was scary. Okay, Virgos. Okay, Virgos. So you have the Knight of Pentacles, he's the Watcher. You have the Ace of Cups, and you have the 7 of Wands. So for you this week, you're first going to be coming off from a place of a little bit more guardedness. The Knight of Pentacles is one of the only knights where he's actually kind of more the watcher. He's protecting the kingdom. He's kind of more he's at home. He's making sure that everything is more on the defensive side. I was gonna say, because the other knights are like the Knight of Swords is going out there into battle and is actually being on the offense. But here's a little bit more just like being on the defensive side and waiting for things and protecting the kingdom. So for you, there's this really need right now to protect your heart. You have these 2 cards right here around this heart card, this Ace of Pentacles, that really speak about holding on to your place, your stance in the situation, and being able to not necessarily fight, but be able to maintain your position and keep a watchful guard or a watchful protectiveness around this really delicate and almost, I'm not going to say naive, but this young love, this young feeling, this very precious emotion. With the Ace of Pentacles is kind of just love in its purest form. It's this the very tiniest, before it gets corrupted by all the other emotions, right? So what it's being done right now is you need to really create a space for yourself where you're on your own side, Virgo, that you're on a place where you are creating boundaries for yourself, right? That you're being watchful of what's happening in situations regarding your heart this week, or regarding even people you love this week. But not necessarily meaning that you have to engage in argument or engage in any type of conflict. It just really means like hold your space and hold space for yourself. Give yourself permission to care about you, basically, is what this is saying. So it doesn't mean that you have to, you have to be the one that's pushing out there and accusing or being critical, or however you engage in arguments. But more about just, I hold space for me and I protect me, and it's okay if I want to create this boundary, and just letting it be at that. That's all it really needs to be. Okay, we had Virgo. Well, we have Libra. Let me know if it's like one of my biggest fears, like I'm going to miss a sign. All right, Libras. Anything about aliens? Do we need to worry? Guys, did you see that? That the Pentagon like finally released some like UFO videos, and I just thought that was really interesting. Like, while all the news is finally about something that's really intense, like a global pandemic hitting us, now's the perfect time to release that information. Now that they always do that, like when they know like it's not gonna, like, people are so, their attention's over here, and then they like let some like more alien stuff slip out, and no one ever seems to, never gets the attention that I feel like it deserves, because everyone's attention span is over there instead. So yeah. Okay. Libras. Whoop. Oh my god, my deck just flew out. Let's try that again. Guess we need to listen to this one, Libra. All right, here we go. Okay, there you are. Okay, Libra. So, 3 of Cups, Ace of Cups, and 2 of Wands. This like screams to me like girls trip. So there's a need to really celebrate, to be a bit social, Libra. You might be feeling like you're planning like an escape or a trip or just a project, but whatever it is, it seems like it's in collaboration with people that you really, really care about, that really bring you a lot of joy. So this week, if that's what you really need to do, if you really need to, like, even if it's just a pretend trip, I know, because we can't really go out yet, start putting the wheels in motion on, a plan for yourself that is going to make you feel alive and ultimately what you really want to do in life. Sorry, my dog is Gypsy, what are you doing? Just digging in the rug right now. That makes you feel really lighthearted. I really see this for you. It's such a straightforward reading for you, where it's like you want to go out there and you want to go and live your best life. So go out there and plan it. Sometimes when I am not able to go on a trip or go on a weekend trip, I like just get away on the Travel Channel, things like that. But it gives me ideas for when I can actually do it in the future. So this is all about the planning stage with the 2 of Wands. You can't actually go do it yet with 2 of Wands, but it's all about planning that thing. So, even if that's going to be the thing that gets you through the week, is that dreaming about the future, dreaming about that destination, or dreaming about just, having an outing with your friends or a party with your friends or whatever it is, start the planning process. And that's just like one small thing that you can tick off your tick off your list once we're able to get out of our little quarantine situations over here. It's such a Libra reading. Okay, who's next? We have Scorpio. Ooh, okay. Whoa. Felt that one on my arm real hard. Told me to stop. I stopped, okay. So, King of Swords again, Seven of Pentacles again, and the Magi again. All of your cards are repeat cards this week from other people's reading, Scorpio. Okay, so for you, there's really, this is very similar to, what was that, Aries reading, where it's about your ideas that are really, really important right now, Scorpio. You have a very sharp mind. You have the ability to really cut through and see things, just like this, this King of Swords. And so this card really represents who you are in a lot of ways, being able to shoot through the BS and see things for what it is. And when you're able to do that, you're going to be able to really get down to the very nitty gritty of a situation. You're going to be able to see how you can actually change things for the better of a situation for yourself. So it's all about getting very clear, Scorpio, being able to rely on your natural instincts. And if you have a feeling about something this week, that something might be off, that something needs to be changed, that something needs to you know, because when we see this Magi card, sometimes some things are a little bit tricky. It has a lot of connotation with Gemini. So things might not necessarily be all they seem. And so it's for you kind of, it's kind of your responsibility this week to step into a role that's pretty natural for you and be able to change your situation for yourself and be able to, I keep something's interrupting me saying like be the change you want to see, be the change you want to see. So I'm gonna say that too. I'm not sure if that means anything to you, but being the change that you want to see and being able to actually implement that, being able to put that out into the world yourself. So it's almost like leading by example. So if someone's kind of being a little shifty, if someone's being a little shady and you're kind of seeing through it, you don't necessarily need to go about and addressing it, but you really should implement it in yourself and kind of like set a behavior and set the tone yourself, and you know, maybe let someone know a little bit that you see it for what it is. So that's your advice this week, Scorpio. I love it when the cards really speak to the sign. Okay, Sagittarius. Okay. Interesting run. Okay, so we have the Page of Wands, we have the Ace of Pentacles, and we have the Ten of Swords. So what we might be going after this week's Sagittarius, all that glitters is not necessarily gold. All that that we are drawn to, all that we go after with the Page of Wands, because you know, I just said right before this, right? I love it when the reading really speaks to the character of that sign. Well, the Page of Wands is like Sagittarius for show, right? It's all about getting out there and exploring the world and higher knowledge, and it's basically baby Sagittarius right here. But baby Sagittarius might be going after things this week, might be guided or, you know, manipulated or, magnetized to something that is not necessarily going to be in their favor. It doesn't necessarily pay off the way you're going to, that you hope it's going to pay off. So just be very careful this week, Sagittarius, of things that are pulling you in, that are almost like you feel like a moth to a flame. There might be it might not be as clear. And I didn't mention this at the beginning of the video, but we do have Venus coming pretty close to an exact square with Neptune this week. So this is the perfect energy this week to really kind of be deceived in things of terms of money, right? In terms of love with Venus. So, just keep a very watchful eye on the things that you're being drawn to this week. Just do an extra check over, do your research about the situation if you're going to invest in something. If it's a person in your life, which I'm thinking more this is going to be more about material things, but if it's a person in your life too that you're investing in, just give it a little time. Maybe wait for that that square to separate. Because we also have, we're still pretty tight with all this Uranus energy as well. So maybe just wait until this week is up and there's been a little bit of a shift in the planets, so you will see things a bit clearer this week, because it doesn't look like the way you'll understand the situation this week is going to lead you to a place of feeling very defeated or very misguided or hurt in some way. Okay. We have Capricorn next. I wonder if I can check my battery. Oh, okay, we're good. Yeah, perfect. What about Cancer? We did Cancer a couple back, but you'll be able to catch it again, unless you can rewind on this while it's still live, but you'll be able to catch it once I upload the video officially. Okay, Capricorns. How are the Capricorns holding up? I can't imagine what all this energy must feel like in your own sign. Okay. All right. Lovely colors. So we have the Two of Swords, and we have the Judgment card, or it can also be known as the Awakening card. And we have the Ace of Wands. So there's a chance for renewal here. There's a chance for a renewed energy. There's a chance for a renewed passion. But right now it seems you're kind of like stuck between places, and you're not necessarily sure how to get to the next stage. When we have the Two of Swords, you really have to start relying on the things that are more of a gut instinct. You have to really rely on your intuition. You have the moon right above her, right? And you have the water all around her, and that's pretty much her only guidance within the situation right here. And so this is the same message for you when you see this card is, close your eyes, like listen to your heart. What do you feel when you put your hand over your solar plexus and you think about the situation? Do you feel a little sick to your stomach, or do you feel like lifted and joy, and you kind of get a smile in your, you get a smile in your belly? So that's your first indicator there. And then once you've moved to that space, you're going to really find that you can move on from the situation, that you're going to find an upliftment, that you're going to feel like you've made the right decision, and you're going to feel a renewed passion, a renewed sense of energy, a renewed sense of like fire in your tummy, the ability to like push things out there again and really feel creative and alive. So it's really about getting through that first hurdle of being able to trust yourself, and that's really it's all about. Oftentimes when we are confused, it's because we do know the answer. We do, we always know the answer. It's just that it's almost like we're afraid to give ourselves permission to do the thing that we know feels right. And guys, like there's a lot of times where it might not look right to anybody else. It might seem completely wrong to other people, and you might be getting messages and people shaking their head at you, and they're not on your side, they're not supportive of the action, and that's usually when we're feeling conflicted, right? That we're feeling like, I don't know, this could be risky. You know, I'm hearing all the you know, I'm weighing all the pros and cons, and I'm hearing all the negatives about this, and then you get stuck in that place where you can't make the decision. So for you, if you can really just trust yourself, you know, our stories are not anyone else's stories. Our stories, you know, we never know what's going to happen from our own actions. You know, sometimes we do things that are not necessarily even like in our highest alignment, but out of the bad always comes the good again, right? So there's this really cyclical nature. So you really just have to trust yourself here that in this cyclical nature, right? This is about death and then rebirth, that you can really be born again, that you will have that fire, that spark of life again will come through for you, and you will feel super confident. You will feel super alive and in alignment for yourself, Capricorn. Okay, Aquarius. Whew. Okay, there you are. Wow, this King of Swords is really coming through this week. So we have the Four of Wands, the King of Swords, and the Four of Cups. So this is really about committing to a vision that you have. This is about committing to an idea that you have and not letting yourself get so weighed down and basically apathetic. Don't allow yourself to get to a place where you're not able to see the forest from the trees anymore. With the Four of Cups, you have two fours here actually. Fours are building block energy. It's the next step. It's right before you hit that space of conflict, right? Fours are pretty stable, but what it's really about is being able to see something through here, and not let yourself be misguided or let your confidence be shattered. You know, I really feel like that's been a huge message this week. Is about confidence, because we've had this King of Swords come up a couple of times now, and for a lot of you guys, for Aquarius, there's going to be a need to really see something through, to really follow through on something when we see the Four of Wands. And especially when we have a King player there too, because they're energy that has mastered, their energy that has been able to really own their own power in a situation, own their own expertise in a spectrum of life. But for you, you can't let that get stale. You can't let that become something that makes you feel like you're not growing anymore. When we have the Four of Cups, it's almost like you're not really seeing the bigger picture anymore, and it almost becomes a situation where nothing excites you, or nothing really affects you, or nothing can really rile you up anymore. So, you know, the best thing for you to do is, you know, allow for the commitment, right? That's not something that like Aquarians are terribly fond of, right? But that doesn't mean it needs to get stale. It doesn't mean it needs to, you know, that the journey is over in any type of way. You know, that's actually, it's the next step. It's the next adventure is really how you can see it. With this situation. So if there's something that you're worried about committing to, if there's something that you're really experiencing some type of like tension or inner conflict with this week because you're not sure if you should take the next step about it, it's not so much about the next step. The next step is going to be great. It's about how you're going to keep the life in the situation? How are you going to take responsibility as that king character, right? Because when you're here, when you're in this type of space, that means you're pretty good at something. You've mastered it, and this is coming up through you. But it means that also means that you hold responsibility as a master. You hold responsibility as a person who is a little bit more clear on the situation than maybe other people would be. So it's another one of those lead by example moments for you, where it's like, okay, don't let yourself get bored. Don't let yourself become apathetic or feeling like life is going nowhere anymore. Not going anywhere anymore. You do have something coming through, but you have to allow yourself to see the bigger picture. You have to let that mind continue opening. Just because you hit that master card doesn't mean that the journey is over for you. You haven't become the Buddha yet. So allow yourself to continue to grow, and that's where you're going to find that space of excitement still, so you don't get bored. You don't feel like, why did I even commit to this? Okay, Pisces. I hope you guys had a great week too, guys. Thanks so much for joining me as we head off from our last zodiac sign. And again, if you guys want to reach out, like I said, if you just joined and you didn't hear before, feel free. I love to hear messages. So hit me up on the Astrolata feedback form. I always get those emails. I love getting them. It's so exciting. And let me know if you guys are interested in any of the readings. If you don't know which one to pick, always happy to answer your questions or just guide you to the right reading as well before you purchase it. Okay, Pisces, let's see what's up for you. Okay. Yep. Okay. Same card that Aquarius got first, the Four of Wands. Then we have the Judgment card. And then we have the Page of Wands here. So wand energy is really coming through here. So there's a need to commit to exploration right now, and not necessarily feel like that commitment means that there's a what is that line when it comes up on this screen when someone is passing? That's not how it is. There is a need to really commit to getting bigger, a need to expand your horizon. So if you're feeling a little bit flatlined, sorry, there he is. If you're feeling flatlined, if you're feeling like you had just you're coming back from a situation that has, taken your energy, made you feel dead inside, soul-sucking situation. This is the card that we see after. It's that awakening. It's that feeling of rebirth and that need to get bigger, that need to go out and explore and not let yourself be bogged down by what happened. Let yourself see the situation that you that you committed to. Don't see that situation as something that has limited you, but actually see the situation as something that is rebirthing you, that is giving you a new opportunity. If you've been cut free in some way, or if you've been, a lot of us have been cut free, right, with this quarantine. A lot of us are out of work or even furloughed or whatever the situation, or maybe some of us are getting out of relationships or things like that. A lot of crazy things have been happening, right? The really important message here for you is the possibility that life, it still has so much possibilities for you. So this week, really go explore that and commit to that exploration. Make that what you commit to. Make that what you make that your lifelong partner in a way, right? That being able to grow, to learn, to explore is going to be the thing that will always be with you. And keep that as like a reminder, because this is when we say this is a rebirth. This is an ability. It's like a second chance, right? It's a second chance at life in a lot of ways for you, Pisces. So don't let yourself be bogged down by the past, but allow yourself to really be like, oh my God, there is so much of the world I need to see. There's so much to explore. I'm not done here yet. Your journey isn't done just because maybe one part of it ended. Your journey is actually, you know, that ending actually created a whole new beginning for you in a lot of ways. And now you're like this little baby page of wands that's like, I get to go here. I get to learn this. I get to experience this. I get to eat this new food. I get to meet these new people. And that's what it's going to be really about for you, is that continued expansion this week, Pisces. So if you're feeling weighed down, you know, keep your eye on that type of goal. Keep your eye on that type of message inside yourself, that, you know, that what you are here right now to do is really, really get as big as humanly possible, that you're allowed to like experience the whole universe right now. So I hope these all served you guys. I hope all these messages served you well. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I would love to hear from you. So don't be afraid to hit me up on the Astrolotta feedback form. Love to hear your messages. And if you have any questions or concerns about readings, I would love to address them as well. You guys have a fabulous week, and stay safe out there. I know some of our states are opening up, but don't get too confident. Just, you know, everyone stay as safe as humanly possible. I hope everyone has a great week, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.